So we're going to go over two more examples before we have you go try it out in the workbook. And just like with substitution in the workbook, you are going to go and type in the two equations into Desmos, find the intersection, and we should know what the answer is before we even start solving. So don't forget, guys, that you should be typing these into Desmos, finding that intersection so you literally already know what answers you're looking for so you can double check your work. So elimination, like terms should be stacked. X's, Y's equal mark numbers. And when we combine the equations, one variable should add or subtract to 0. 4x minus 12x would give us negative 8x. Negative 5y minus 10y would get us negative 15y. So it's not ready yet. So we need to multiply one or both of the equations. So one of these will combine to 0. Now in this case, both of these equations, we can choose one or the other. We just have to decide, do we want to focus on the x's going away, or should we focus on the y's going away? I want us to focus on the x's for this example, but you could totally do this to have the y's eliminate instead. But when I cover this up, I already see that this 4 is positive and this 12 is negative, which is good. That's the first step. When we want something eliminated, one number should be positive, one number needs to be negative, and now they need to be the same number. So this needs to be 12x and this needs to be negative 12x, so it goes to 0. So now think to yourself, 4 times what will get us to 12? 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So that's the thinking of how to get the number you need. But don't forget, guys, we're going to multiply this entire equation by that 3 that we just got, okay? So we're going to have 3 times 4x is 12x. I'm just going to write the answers right below. 3 times negative 5. Anytime only one number is negative, guys, the answer is negative. 3 times 5 is 15y. Equals, let's see, 18 times 3 real quick. 3 times 8 is 24. 54. And since only one number is negative, that will be a negative 54 right there. And so I don't get confused, I like to cross out that first equation. Now, if we did it correctly, one of these should eliminate and go to 0. Negative 12 plus 12 is 0. That was the whole point. When you have the same number, but one's negative and one's positive, you know you're ready. Negative 10y minus 15y is negative 25y. Positive 4 minus 54 gets us to negative 50. Since there's nothing in between the number and the letter, this stands for multiplication. So the opposite is division, which gets us to just a nice y equals. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 50 divided by 25 is 2. And now we're going to take that and plug it in for one of the y's in an equation up here. I'm going to choose this first equation for no particular reason at all. So first I'm just going to write the entire equation the exact way I see it. Negative 12x minus 10, the y becomes a parentheses, equals 4. And now I have a nice spot for my y. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20. Save the close number for the end. So we'll add 20 here to get 24. There's nothing in between the number and variable, so the opposite is division. And over here, 24 divided by negative 12. If only one number is negative, your answer is negative. 24 divided by negative 12 is negative 2. So our answer is always x, comma, what we got for y. And that would be our answer.